So let me tell you the story of how I was dating my landlord, who so happened to be married. I was 22 and I was looking for somewhere to live. So I was looking for shared rooms because that's all a girl could afford at the time. Do you know what I mean? So I'm looking for shared rooms and I end up coming across this house that you literally share with one other person. So I was like, okay, cool. This is fab. I meet the roommate. She's absolutely amazing. She's an older girly, like in her mid to late 30s. Super cool, super quirky. So I move in, and the first day that I move in, I meet my landlord. So I'm coming down the stairs, packing my stuff, and my landlord shows up. And my goodness, was this man fine. He was caramel, tall. He reminded me of like a James Bond type of guy. So at first he'd be calling me and, you know, just the occasional, oh, did any letters come to the house and stuff. I didn't really think much of it. Then it went from, are there letters in the house, to how's your day going? Trying to find out more about me and stuff. And again, I didn't think anything of it. I just said, what a friendly landlord. Until one day, he calls me randomly while I'm at my friend's house and he's like, what you doing tonight? And I'm like, at my friend's house. He was like, oh yeah, you know, would you like to come for dinner with me? Now, I was too scared to say no, right? Because I live in this guy's house. I didn't want him to kick me out of the house and I didn't want our relationship to be awkward because I actually live in your house. So I said yes. We ended up going for dinner and I actually started to like him and I thought, okay, you're successful, you're handsome, you're mature. Like he was in his mid-30s. So anyways, long story short, we started dating. So let's talk about my roommates. Me and my roommate started getting closer and closer and closer. I really, really liked my roommate. Even though she was older and she was a bit more quirky, I felt like she was really, really fun. Now, at the time of me staying at the house that we shared, she was dating a girl. So she had her little girlfriend and stuff, but I never told her that I was dating the landlord because I thought, you know what, this is going to be a bit awkward for us, so let's just pretend. And he had told me, do you know what, don't tell, I'm going to call her Celia. Don't tell Celia that we're dating. And I said, okay, cool, I'm going to keep it hush hush business. Remember I told you that landlord is always coming to pick up his letters. So landlord comes to pick up his letters and I notice every time he comes, Celia is always wearing makeup. I'm thinking every time landlord comes, all of a sudden she's got the hooped earrings in. She's doing small liner. And you know, honestly, she's not a bad bee. She's not like a fleeky deaky girl. So the makeup she'll do, she'll go and do silver eyeshadow. She'll go and do small silver eyeshadow and mascara, no foundation. But to me, I was like, okay, because on a normal day, like I see you every day and you're not ever fleeking up like this. Now landlord is coming to collect his letters. You're wearing silver eyeshadow. So one day we're together and I just asked him, what's going on between you and Celia? The guy looks me dead in my face and he's like, why would you even ask me that? Do you think I'll ever go there? Like to say this girl is clapped. This girl is not even to my level. For the type of guy that he was, I didn't really feel like he would date her. So I just left it. I just said, okay, cool. I agree. Because the way he dropped it, like, I would never even touch her with a barge pole. Like, that's how he dropped it. I just said, okay, kapooch. Let's leave it at that. Me and landlord basically stopped talking. The lack of attention was killing me. And I kind of felt like he wasn't consistent in his communication. So I just said, you know what, like, this is not working out for me. You know, let's just be cordial because I'm still living in your house, by the way. And for anybody that's asking, was I paying rent during the time I was dating him? Yes, like a fool. So we were going out at romancing and everything, and I was still paying rent in his house because I had paid in advance. So I was still having to pay rent in his house. So again, I'm boo-boo the fool. So during the pandemic, my tenancy finished and I decided I want to go back to my mum's house, right? So I left his house and I moved back in with my mother. I'm still speaking to my roommate. We are very, very good friends. And one day, she puts on her WhatsApp status a picture of her Twitter. Now, bearing in mind, I was living there for like a year or 2 years, or no, I was living there for coming close to 2 years. And we never had each other on social media. Which, to be honest, it wasn't strange because she was a lot older than me. So I didn't think of it. But this particular tweet that she had posted was in regarding to having a bae. Now that confused me because aside from the girl, I didn't know that she had any bae. So I now went on her Twitter and I'm going on her Twitter and I'm seeing that she's posting about a man. And she's posting about she just finished buying a house with her man and that she's so in love with him and that they've been together since she was young and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm looking like, which I'm confused. I said, I don't remember you having boyfriend in the time that I was there, let alone a boyfriend that you have a house with, because as far as I'm concerned, you were staying with me as a tenant, so I'm confused, brother. So this is when I start doing my investigation in the nation. So I go on her Instagram. I'm on her Instagram and she doesn't have any pictures. So then I go on her tagged pictures and I start scrolling. I'm scrolling now. I hit 2015 or 2014. I now see a pair of wedding shoes and a wedding dress, and it was captioned, "Oh, special day with Celia, da 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 da." I remember her telling me that she got married, but then she left him because he was abusive, and this is when she was in her early 20s. So I thought maybe it's from there. So the person who did the picture was a photographer. I now clicked on the photographer's page. And I start scrolling to find the original photo. As I'm scrolling back to 2015. Guys. I see the picture of the shoes next to that photo. I see my landlord and this girl in wedding picture. Guys. I see my landlord and this girl in a wedding photo. This was wearing a white wedding dress and my landlord was wearing suits and jackets. I'm seeing the venue. I'm seeing there's like 300 people in this fucking wedding. Those two are sitting on thrones. Sis is in a white dress on a throne. Landlord is wearing suits and jackets. And they're celebrating the wedding. Brother, fam, I'm looking at my phone thinking, what the heck is going on? I just remember looking at the picture because this is the same guy that was like I would never go there. And I'm seeing you in wedding picture wrapping your hands on her